Hey guys, running Kimono here. So, a little story time for you guys. And we're going to be looking at some Canadian prices of groceries in Canada. Because many of you know, I'm not from the US. I'm actually from Canada. And I do go up there a lot because my mom still lives up in Canada. But my husband has been doing all the grocery shopping. And I haven't actually been to a store since March the 16th. Girl Scouts honor. uh, because here's the deal with me. I have a problem where I just can't go to the grocery store and come home. I got to stop at Walgreens. I got to stop at Rite Aid. I want to look at this. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I know my addiction to couponing is really large, especially app shopping and couponing. That is not going to be going to the store and coming home. There's going to be a lot of stops, or I will try and negotiate with myself of, well, I've been really good. I should probably go and do this and this. So to save myself from possibly getting sick or spreading disease, my husband's been really great to do the shopping, and he doesn't coupon, he doesn't bargain shop. And like he went and did the groceries the last couple of days, and it's been like just under $300, and that's a lot. And before I gave him any heck, I asked to look at the receipt, and I realized that at one of these local grocery stores, a dozen eggs that around Easter should be, I'm guessing, sometimes we see them for 99 cents or less, or even 49 cents in the past, especially closer to Easter. The eggs were just under $3. And I said to my husband, I'm like, you know what? Those are Canadian prices. And so I went back into older videos and photos I had on my desktop, and I started looking at some of these prices and then looking at our bill, and I'm like, yeah, it's amazing how the grocery stores, like some of these prices are just not what they were about a month ago. It's like double, triple the cost. So I kind of have my head a little bit scratching there, because I think that during this time they should not be like jumping prices on stuff like eggs and dairy. But I just wanted to share that with you because I was really surprised by that. But anyhow, let's start looking at some of these Canadian prices, and we'll just go through some of this and prepare to take your jaw off the floor, because some of this will be quite surprising. Okay, so the first item is some jumbo eggs, which are the larger eggs. So this would probably be about, maybe in the US, $2.49, $1.99, $3.69. My mom lives in a very rural area, and I think Canada is maybe 1/10 the population of the US. So with a smaller population for goods, the cost of goods are like, I think it's double or triple. But she lives in a very like remote community, so for a lot of these items, the prices are, you know, twice the cost. But to see eggs for like just under $3 here, I was like, wow. So I'm guessing up in Canada, if they're doing something similar for a thing of eggs like this, what would that be? Just under $7 or $8 for 12 eggs? Like, it's just surprising. Like, some of these costs are I don't really understand it, but I think that with dairy and eggs and that sort of stuff, they can regulate the prices as they wish, the dairy farmers. So, but that was very, very surprising. And again, I haven't been shopping for almost a month, so I can't compare anything. But I saw the bill and I almost fainted from our local grocery store. The shopping, I was like, wow. We have these Pepsis for $1.97, and as you know, at any store with a sale, they're usually like 3 for $3 or $1 each. But this is a typical price of $1.97, and that's a pretty good price up in Canada. Kraft dinner, and the rumor is one of these Kraft dinners, Canada versus US, Canadian Kraft dinner is supposed to taste different. Go figure that one out. But $1.97, a box of this is usually 99 cents, I believe, for the Kraft. You catch it on a sales week, it's a lot less, but I think for generic, it would probably be like 3 for $1, but the KD brand, I think, is like 99 cents at most stores, or is usually part of like a buy 10 get the 11th for free. But yeah, twice the cost. Now in Canada, this is very bizarre, but at some stores they actually have a wall of coupons. So you walk into the store, and then whatever you're buying, your coupons are all there for you, and they're all tear pads, and it is on the honor system. So, but people don't really like grab these coupons. And when I used to live up there, I mean, I would just walk by, I would never really look at it, and this is my pre-couponing life. But like, Nobody really touches the coupons, which is really quite shocking. And when I was up there with my mom, I shot all these photos about a year or so ago. But I was really surprised with the lack of interest in couponing. And then they would put really high value coupons like right near the product. And look at the bank of these diaper coupons. And I don't have any of these coupons, and you can only use these coupons up in Canada. So please don't send me an email or a DM saying, can I have 3 of those Pamper coupons? Because you can only use them up in Canada and they've expired since. But like $10 off of 2, and like, look, nobody was touching them. And my mom and I went to this grocery store like a couple times when I visited, and I would walk by because I was curious, like, oh, are people getting, their cheap Pampers? Nobody would touch it, and I was like, wow, that's really shocking. And even something like this, like, look at the thickness of that for the Vapor Rub, and like nobody was touching it at the store, and I just kind of didn't understand that. And you would think that people would do anything to save money if they were paying so much for groceries and goods, but the coupons were barely touched. And that's been my experience when I go up to her little community. Like, nobody like even looks at the coupons. Okay, so milk is sold in these goofy bags, and this was at a more of a discounted store for $4.47. But you get 4-liter bags in this thing, and then you put it into a container in your home. It's not like the regular plastic gallons that we have in the US, and or it's sold in boxes as well, like a little, like, how we get a carton of juice. That's how it's also sold up in Canada. But like this more expensive brand, like $6.99, $5.99, when we would usually pay like, $2 or $3 for a gallon. Like, it's just, wow, that's really expensive. Frozen food is also really expensive, especially Canadian, like stuff that's manufactured up in Canada, like $10 for some little chicken strips, or $11 for some chicken strips. Very expensive. And if you go to like Newfoundland, on the East Coast, for a lot of the stuff that they manufacture, like say in Newfoundland, the Purity brand, it's really, really expensive. I had a really good friend who was from that part of Canada, and I just remember she would tell me all these crazy stories of like butter and crackers and stuff in the dead of winter. Like, they'd have to manufacture their own, and it was like whatever the price was in Ontario, it would be like double that over there in Newfoundland. So that was crazy as well. Like, I've never seen those sort of pricing ever, and she would tell me all these crazy stories like back in the day. Something that I enjoy a lot is avocados, and I think I didn't have the price on this, but it was like, I think they were $2.99 each. Like, it's really expensive, and this is something you can always find an abundance of because people just don't buy it at that price point because it is very expensive for like specialty items like avocados. Canadian candy bar, if you're ever up there, try this one, Coffee Crisp. It is really good. It's like a light tasting coffee candy bar. There's nothing like this in the US right now, like a Snickers bar that's all about coffee. But this one is a really popular one, and if you ever get the chance, it's really delicious. Now let's talk about the price of Lysol in Canada. So usually in the US, if you were going to get this on a non-sales week, it would be $1.99. Good luck trying to find one these days. Most of the stuff is cleared. But so you can see there's a little bit of a price difference up there. And if you ever shopped sales at Meijer back in the day, these would be like 24 cents a piece. And then the larger ones, so this is the 35 count. Now we're up at the 80 count. This is over at Giant Tiger, which is a discount store up in Canada. You get 80 of them for $5.27. I think even at Walmart, an 80 count one of these, like if it was ever in stock, it's like close to $4 and some change. So that's not a bad price point over at Giant Tiger up in Canada. And then the spray for $5.97. If you're a Dollar General shopper, we get these really inexpensive, but the different cleaning products, just to give you an example of like, how much things sell for. And surprising to see that borax there, but I'm sure a lot of people must make homemade detergent up in Canada because it would be a cheaper way to do it. And then looking at some healthcare products, we have this like hair remover, $19.99 to $23.99. That is not cheap. Some products are really expensive up in Canada. Another thing that's always surprised me is vitamins. For whatever reason, vitamins are a very pretty penny, and that's one thing when I go visit my mom, I always bring her a good amount of vitamins because it's expensive, and we get them always cheap at the Dollar General. And razors, I think, because this is a 4-pack of the cartridges. That's still expensive. That would probably be like $19.99 at a Walgreens, but that's kind of expensive. This was a grocery store we were at, and just some of the prices were quite shocking for this, but maybe like $5 more. And then the always these little liners, $8.49. I would do anything to use coupons with these products because that is like a lot. And we have the L'Oreal Magic Cover Up for $11.99. That's really like that's double the price for that product, because I think it's probably like it's a lot less than that, although I haven't purchased that in a while, but woo, that's expensive. And then another thing that's always very costly up there is hair dye, $12.99. If you're a Rite Aid shopper, we were getting these like completely cheap or money maker recently, but that's quite a bit as well. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just a different look at shopping in a different country and the price of the eggs and milk lately. I've been feeling like I've been up in Canada because they are so astronomical. Maybe you could let me know in the comments something you've been buying at the grocery store that's like, kind of shocked you recently, the price jumps. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.